Good morning or good night, Gacha Kingdom, and to everybody that doesn't play gacha games, you are in the right place still, and we welcome you with open arms because today's video protagonist is the witch doctor from Terraria. Now, from the title of this video, to prove my point, this video could be 8 minutes of me showing you a bunch of fan art of OG witch doctor with his mask on, and also the most recent shimmer version. If you coat him, throw a ice bucket challenge on him with a bunch of shimmer, and he takes the mask off and he has like two little lines, and then people started drawing him as a bara, and people started drawing him as a twink, and then people started drawing him as a big man, and I think that would prove my point. But I don't think Daddy YouTube would be very happy with me if I did that, so this video will be something else instead. Now, to the dismay of my two friends that I played Terraria with, I'm sorry Monkey and Darrain, I've actually been doing a lot of extensive research with the witch doctor for quite a while now, and now that everybody sees the witch doctor for who he really is and wants a piece of him, I thought that we could do a little bit of digging to see where this surge of popularity originated from, except for his most recent surge of popularity, but we will get to that. We need to start from the beginning, the caveman times. I'm kidding, we're not going that far. For the people that only play gacha games and or have gooned to this man and don't even know where this man originated from, first of all, you are very valid, and if anybody says otherwise, me and all 6,000 of the Gacha Kingdom residents will find that person and we will beat their ass. Terraria originally released back in 2011, being developed by Relogic and being published by 505 Games. Terraria is basically like Minecraft, but 2D. So you jump into a world, you punch some trees, you build some houses, you kill some enemies, but in Terraria, they're like big enemies. And sometimes they're kind of cute. Like, look at these slimes. Look at, they got faces on them. In 2013, Relogic dropped the 1.2 update for Terraria. And in this update, we got 8 new NPCs. And one of the new NPCs was the Witch Doctor, which is the first time we got to meet this man. To unlock the Witch Doctor, you have to defeat Queen Bee, and she looks like this. And you also have to have a vacant house for him, which could look like many things. Besides the point, now you have Big Man. In a normal run of Terraria, or a non-normal run of Terraria, you don't really talk to the witch doctor for any reason unless you want to buy a blowgun. No, I'm not talking about that blowgun. I'm talking about a stereotypical blowgun that shoots out darts. And darts aren't really that good of a weapon type or an ammo type in Terraria, so I don't know why you would do that unless you want to do darts only if you really hate yourself. The only reason why most people talk to the witch doctor is to buy the leaf wings, and to get the leaf wings you have to move the witch doctor into the jungle biome and build him a house there, and then you have to defeat Plantera. Me and my homies hate Plantera. Urgh. After all that, you talk to him at night, and then you can buy the leaf wings from there. And that was about it, unless you also wanted to get vials of venom so that you can make poison bullets, but for the most part, that was all what the witch doctor was known for. You go over there, you get the leaf wings, and then you leave the jungle. That was until 10 years later, after his debut in 2023, some furry artist must have looked at the witch doctor's pixels and was like, wait a minute, this is a lizard man we're talking about here, and he's basically borderline naked, and he's got something within his chest region, like he's got like big chest, or at least that's what like you can translate from the pixels here. Maybe what if this man was like a big buff man living in the jungle and he was mixing potions and shit, and like sometimes like it gets lonely in the jungle and like stuff happens, and he was hot and he was gay. So this is where the first wave of witch doctor bara big man propaganda, oh no he's hot propaganda, came in with this wave of furry artists taking this man and just running with him. And for the most part, I mean, like me included, I was eating it up. I was drinking it up straight from the blowgun. Now this wave of witch doctor propaganda went into 2024 until it got simmered out by a certain other reptilian, but like not technically reptilian man that happened to be a cowboy that was also like quite literally naked. He wasn't even wearing a loincloth. This man was quite literally naked. All he was wearing was a hat. So he was swinging hard for a gummy worm. Alligator. But if you weren't gooning to a gummy alligator, then don't worry, Hoyoverse got your back and they dropped Zenless Zone Zero. And what came with Zenless Zone Zero was a big wolf man. So a lot of people was riding Von Lycan up until 2025, and then arguably in 2025, a lot of people were just riding Von Lycan. So a lot of people were forgetting about the Witch Doctor back at home, unless you were me, because the Witch Doctor hit all the things that fire neurons in my brain. Besides his Tarzan bara built ass body, besides the fact that he's poured one too many endurance potions over his blowgun, so now it's just dripping everywhere because it's got the same effect of like 10 Viagras. Besides the fact that he's poured one too many regeneration potions over his chest, so to stop the lactating, he's got them pierced. Besides the fact that I want his lizard tongue to be 4 inches down my throat while he's 8 inches up my ass. Besides all of that, I thought the hottest thing about Witch Doctor, I mean, maybe other than his Tarzan bara body, was the fact that he was wearing this skull mask over his head. So most of the time, all you can really see are his eyeballs, and most people just draw like black scars and just like one yellow line. I thought that was like the hottest thing ever. That may have been because of the Elias Answorth propaganda that was spreading around maybe about 2 years before the Witch Doctor propaganda. That had a lot to do with that. With that said, you're probably going to expect me to shit on the shimmer version of the Witch Doctor, but I actually don't really mind him taking off the skull mask, essentially, or I guess in this case the skull mask just got shorter, and then like everything else about the Witch Doctor didn't really change. It's literally just him without the mask, and I really like his lizard form with the 2 yellow bands and then his big yellow lizard eyes. I think that I find it really cute. Now I will admit, the fact that he has such a cute face, and when people still draw him with this big ass bara body, is really funny. But I still like it. I like his shimmered version with his mask off just as much as him having his mask on. I was afraid that when Relogic was gonna add portraits of all the characters, both before Shimmer and after Shimmer, I will explain that in like 5 seconds, but my biggest fear was going to be the Ralsei Delta Rune effect, where when he had his hat on and he had his little cute horns, I was like, oh man, look at him, and then he took his hat off and then his horns were pointed downwards. It was just like, what the fuck? Toby Fox, I love you and all, but like, this shit don't make sense, bro. Like, why is his horns on his face portrait not pointed upwards? Even his sprite, his horns are pointed upwards. Like, what the fuck? Anyways, if you haven't played Terraria in a hot minute, or if you never played Terraria at all, then yes, these portraits are official. And also, if you want the shimmer effect so that you can also have your very own twink bara lizard man, then you can find shimmer in an aether biome, which is underground, and it's got like rainbow liquid, and if you throw an NPC into this rainbow liquid, then they change into their shimmered form. This also goes for weapons as well. They also change, but like, that's not the point of this video. It's the fact that we can have big man and also big man. Well, we can't have 2 big men, but like, I wish 2 Witch Doctors back to back, one shimmered and one not shimmered. That would be lovely. With that, that is the history of the goonification of the Witch Doctor from Terraria. I'm sure people will still continue making art of this man, or this man, if you consider them 2 different people, into 2026 and to 2027, who knows how long, but I'm sure just like Elias, people will use him just like their muse, and we will still be getting art of them until who knows how long. And also, Relogic, if you just so happen to be watching this video for whatever reason, first of all, hi, and also second of all, yo guys, when are we gonna get a dating sim? I'm just saying. I know that kind of sounded like Stardew Valley now that we got portraits and all and stuff like that, but like, when can we have canonical say Gex with the Witch Doctor from your own game?